Imagine holding ancient power, not the power of kings or armies, but the power of lightning, electricity, generated 2,000 years ago. This is honestly a stunning thought. It challenges our view of the past. Did ancient civilizations understand electricity? Could they have harnessed its subtle force? We often see antiquity as primitive, a time of stone, bronze, and iron, not a time of circuits or current. Yet artifacts sometimes whisper otherwise. They hint at forgotten knowledge, lost technologies, sparks of brilliance. These whispers, invite us to look closer, to question our assumptions about history. The Baghdad Battery is one such whisper, an object that seems out of place, out of time. It suggests a flicker of electrical understanding long before Volta and Franklin, long before our modern age of power. This simple jar holds a universe of questions, a universe we are about to explore. This journey takes us to ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, a land of ziggurats and cuneiform, and perhaps a land of unexpected invention. Are we ready to consider this possibility? That our ancestors were more advanced than we credit? The Baghdad Battery beckons. Let us uncover its story. The story begins in 1936, or perhaps 1938, accounts vary slightly. Near Baghdad, in modern-day Iraq, an archaeologist named Wilhelm Koenig. He worked for the State Museum of Iraq. He stumbled upon something curious, something that didn't quite fit. A small, unassuming clay pot. This pot was not empty. Inside, a cylinder of copper. And within the copper, an iron rod. The top was sealed with asphalt or bitumen, a natural tar-like substance. Koenig noted its strange construction. He had seen similar objects before. They came from ancient Parthian settlements. These settlements dated back centuries, from around 250 BCE to 224 CE, a time of great empires and trade. The Parthians were skilled warriors and artisans, but were they also early electricians? Koenig published his thoughts in 1940. He proposed a startling idea. This object was an ancient electric cell, a battery. The world was then consumed by war, and Koenig's idea received little attention. But after the war, the questions resurfaced. Could this artifact truly generate electricity? Why would ancient people need such a device? The mystery of the Baghdad Battery was born, a puzzle nearly a century old, and it still, honestly, captures our imagination today. What was this strange object really for? This is honestly the heart of the debate, the central question that divides experts. Was it truly an ancient battery, a source of electric power, however small? Or is there a simpler, less electrifying explanation? The truth remains elusive, hidden by time, a cosmic game of hide and seek. Some researchers strongly support the battery theory. They point to experiments with replicas. These replicas, filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or grape juice, can indeed produce a small electric current, a volt or two. Not much, but perhaps enough for special purposes. This possibility is, well, tantalizing. Others are deeply skeptical. They argue there is no definitive proof. No wires have ever been found with these jars. No ancient texts describe their electrical use. Why would such a revolutionary invention be forgotten? Why is there no widespread evidence of its application? These are valid and challenging questions. Science demands more than just possibility. So, the debate continues. Historians, archaeologists, scientists all weigh in with their perspectives. Some see innovation and lost knowledge. Others see misinterpretation of a mundane object. The Baghdad Battery sits at this crossroads, a testament to how little we sometimes know about our own ingenious ancestors. Let's examine the device more closely. Its construction is simple, yet clever. An earthenware jar, about 13 centimeters high, roughly 5 inches, made of fired clay, a common material. Inside this jar, a cylinder, fashioned from a sheet of copper. This cylinder is not sealed at the bottom. Suspended in the center of the copper cylinder, but not touching it, is an iron rod. This rod shows signs of corrosion, as if it reacted with some substance. The top of the jar was sealed. A plug of asphalt held everything in place and insulated the iron rod from the copper. For this assembly to work as a battery, it would need an electrolyte, a liquid that conducts electricity. Ancient Mesopotamia had options: wine, vinegar, acetic acid, or even lemon juice, which has citric acid. These acidic solutions could activate the cell, making the copper and iron act as electrodes. This design is a basic voltaic cell, similar in principle to early modern batteries created by Galvani and Volta in the late 18th century. But this artifact is much, much older, likely from the Parthian or Sasanian periods, roughly 2,000 years ago. These empires flourished in Persia and Mesopotamia. They were known for art, architecture, and trade. But batteries? What's the strongest evidence for electrical use in the ancient world? Modern replications of the Baghdad Battery. Scientists built copies using similar materials, producing a measurable voltage and a small electric current. One theory suggests electroplating or gilding. Another idea involves medical applications like electrotherapy or religious rituals to create a sense of awe. If ancient people harnessed electricity, it would dramatically alter our understanding of technological development, suggesting scientific breakthroughs can be lost to history, a truly mind-expanding thought. However, not everyone is convinced by the battery theory. Skepticism is, honestly, a vital part of science. It pushes us to find stronger evidence. Many archaeologists propose non-electrical functions that are perhaps more mundane, but also more consistent with other findings from that period and region. Let's explore these other possibilities together. One prominent alternative is scroll storage. The clay jar could have protected sacred texts or important documents written on papyrus or parchment. The copper cylinder might have helped to keep the scroll tightly wound, and the asphalt seal would protect contents from moisture and insects. This is a pretty plausible idea, especially since similar containers for scrolls have been found elsewhere. Another theory suggests a ritualistic purpose. The objects might have been symbolic, representing something sacred or powerful, without necessarily having a practical function like generating electricity. The individual components, earth, metal, bitumen, might have had spiritual significance. We find many such objects in archaeology. Still, the lack of supporting evidence is a major hurdle. No wires have been found. No contemporary texts mention batteries or their use. If electricity was known, why so few examples? Why did the technology not spread or develop further? Archaeologists often apply Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually preferred unless strong evidence suggests otherwise. Let's consider the implications. What if the Baghdad Battery truly was a battery? What would this mean for our understanding of the past? It would mean that knowledge of electricity, however basic, existed 2 millennia ago. This is honestly a profound realization. It suggests that the path of technological progress is not always linear, not always straightforward. Imagine ancient artisans in a bustling Parthian city, experimenting with metals and acids, discovering the strange energy locked within. Perhaps they used it for delicate gilding, creating beautiful objects for temples or nobles. Or maybe a healer used its gentle current to soothe pain or inspire awe. These are not scenes from science fiction, but possibilities. The concept of lost technologies is fascinating. Could humanity have discovered fundamental principles like electricity or even steam power, only for that knowledge to fade away? Lost in the collapse of empires or kept secret by a select few. History is full of such mysteries. Knowledge can be fragile, easily erased. The Baghdad Battery forces us to be humble about what we think we know about antiquity. It reminds us that ingenuity is timeless, and human curiosity is a powerful force. It spans cultures and millennia. The line between genuine ancient mystery and exciting but unproven speculation is one we must tread carefully. So, where do we stand with the Baghdad Battery? The evidence is tantalizing but not conclusive. We have an object that produces electricity. We have plausible theories for its use: electroplating, medical treatment, ritual. These paint a picture of surprising ancient sophistication, a picture that expands our horizons and makes us wonder what else we might have missed. But then, the counter-arguments. The lack of widespread archaeological context. No ancient instruction manuals for battery use. No clear depictions of electrical devices. Alternative explanations, like scroll storage, are simpler and fit existing knowledge. They require fewer extraordinary assumptions. This is the challenge of interpreting isolated artifacts. The Baghdad Battery is a perfect symbol of the unknown in our human story. It represents those moments in archaeology when a single object can spark so much debate, so much wonder, and so much frustration. Its true purpose remains locked away, guarded by the silence of centuries, a silent testament to a forgotten time. The quest for answers continues. New analytical techniques may emerge. Future discoveries might shed more light. Perhaps a buried workshop will be found, or a text that describes these curious jars. Until then, the Baghdad Battery holds its secrets. It remains an enduring enigma, a powerful reminder of the vastness of our ignorance. The Baghdad Battery, an ancient jar, a copper tube, an iron rod, simple components that ignite complex questions. Was it a source of electric power, a forgotten technology, or something far more ordinary? The mystery is very much alive, its currents still flow through our curiosity. It encourages us to look at the past as a dynamic, surprising landscape, full of unexpected innovation and lost knowledge. Now, I turn to you. What do you think the Baghdad Battery was used for? Share your theories, your thoughts, your own sparks of insight. Your perspective matters in this grand exploration. Continue to question, to learn, to be amazed. For the universe is full of surprises, waiting for curious minds like yours to uncover them.